Okay, first I want to explain the preferences. You go into the edit menu and go preferences. In the preferences, we have two separate tabs, general and shortcuts. In the general, you can change your language here in from this list, or here you can change the theme to light or the dark. Uh, I choose that it's default to the dark because your eye is more comfortable for dark. UI spacing, you can use a small object, condense it, or you can comfortable. It means if you can change it, you can expand your size of your buttons, your text if you want to make your button and the text bigger. Another thing is it's very important is enable a snap to ground. It is enabled and the snapping tolerance is in a small. It means it's very important. If you, for example, um, bring a simple object by click and dragging its library, as you can see, we have a different library. I will be explaining it in a light background and here. As you can see, if you click and drag it, it's automatically in up, it's automatically snap to the ground. And we have another snapping. As you can see, if you insert it in new object, we have another snapping object that snap on this other surface. Nice. Another thing that I want to change, it's in click on this background, and in this background, you can change the color at the darker mode. I will explain them more. Don't worry. Okay, go back to the preferences here. You can define this tolerance. It means if you make it the medium at the highest number, it will be a snap. This is more accurate snapping, or you can change it. There's a render. The reduce noise in the render is very important. It's automatic denoising actually. If you have more power in your CPU, you can change the render to the CPU, or you can change your render in a GPU. In a viewport, you can enable the viewport anti-aliasing. It's nice if your computer has more power, you can enable. What is anti-aliasing? Look at this. Okay, look at this image. This is a line width of anti-aliasing. The anti-aliasing is actually, as you can see, it's blur and it's make it smooth at the edges. Okay, as you can see, we have a facet and polygony edges at here. As you can see, this is an edge, but the anti-aliasing try to smoothing out all of the edges. And you can see better. For example, it's very important in games. For example, look at this image. For example, I make it bigger. As you can see, you can compare these objects here. As you can see, with no AA anti-aliasing. From the far, we have dot. I think these are antenna, yeah. And here, if you turn on the anti-aliasing at a higher number, it's trying to smoothing and connecting to them, and you can then better in far. This is anti-aliasing. It's very important in the game engine. You can enable it in a viewport. In a render, in a final render, we have everything nice. But if you want to see your object better in a viewport, you can turn it on. Enable focus preview on the canvas. This is our canvas that I explained in the next lesson. It's very easy. And here the object is toggle between depths of field or not. I will be explaining. By default, it is enabled. It means if you click your camera, okay, if you click your camera and activated the depths of field in software until it focus, you can see it in your scene. It's very important. You can turn it on or off with this toggle preview on the cameras, but default, it means it is turned on. And we have a lot of shortcuts here that you can open it. It's a navigation. You can change the navigation in your software, substance or add-up. Here you can change the shortcuts. You can assign any shortcut here. You have to type, but you can open the file, edit, object, or any menu in the software and set your shortcut, or you can see the default shortcut and remember them and use them in your scene. If you want to reset your preferences, you can reset shortcut or reset the preferences here. Okay, this is preferences. To next lesson. Hello my friends, to continue these tutorials on YouTube, subscribe us, like us, and hit the bell icon. And now you will be alerted about all of the amazing videos that we release.